Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is POP Buchanan. I'm the founder of Sober is Dope. And today I want to talk about why I started the Sober is Dope podcast and to give you guys a little introduction on me. I'm POP Buchanan, 42 years old. I'm a native New Yorker, born in Brooklyn, New York. And, I struggled with alcohol misuse for the better part of my 20s, and I found my recovery and sobriety December 12th, 2000 and December 15th, 2012. So that makes me a little bit, I think, over 8.5 years sober. And I'm really excited about that. And I decided to start the Sober is Dope podcast so I could give help and inspiration to anyone else that may be dealing with addiction, whether it be drugs, alcohol, food, it doesn't matter. One thing I learned in my journey is that addiction doesn't discriminate, and we all deal with some form of addiction, whether it's sugar, food, sex, pornography, in my case, alcohol, in some other people's cases, maybe harder drugs. But either way, addiction does a number on the individual because it traps you and it works on the brain, because addiction is a brain disease, and it forces you to be compulsive with whatever you're using. And that leads to a lot of problems health-wise, emotionally, psychologically, and spiritually. And in my case, I had to really get on my knees one day and give my life back to God and really just ask for help, because it became so difficult to even deal with the darkness of my addiction on my own. It was killing me. I was holding too much inside. I lost track of time, space. I lost a sense of who I was. And I started to feel like my life was fleeting and I was losing a grip on reality. And that wasn't like me. So I wanted to do something about it. So I got on my knees in the middle of the street and just made a decision one day to give my life back to God, ask for mercy. I threw a big Hail Mary, and the end result was me finding the courage to go to a hospital, make sure I found a way to get myself detox, and then go into rehab. And then I spent a year in rehabilitation, whether it be outpatient rehabilitation, where I would go to group every day. I would see counselors. I had a drug counselor. I went to therapy to deal with my emotional trauma. I also recommend therapy to anyone that's dealing with the mental health aspects of addiction. Is very important. And what some people don't understand sometimes is that if you're dealing with addiction, you're most likely also dealing with a mental health problem, like depression, anxiety, bipolar, mania. It runs the gamut. So what I would say to you is, in addition to going to places like Alcoholics Anonymous or finding help with the addiction, also look into therapy to address your mental health and the effects that the drugs and alcohol or your addiction, whether it be food, shopping, sex, it doesn't matter. Addiction is addiction. To see the effects that it may have had on your mental health and to deal with that. It's very important to keep this in mind, because for some people, they just address one aspect of it, whether it be the addiction, but they don't address the actual mental health component and eventually relapse, right? And the goal for us is, and the goal of the Sober is Dope podcast is to avoid relapse. We don't want to relapse, right? December 15th, this makes 9 years for me. And I want to see 10 years and eventually 20 years. That's why I recommend doing the steps, doing the work, being accountable, and being honest with yourself on the type of treatment you may need. So I'm Pop Buchanan. Just want to reintroduce myself. I know sometimes I drop a lot of videos. Sometimes it just sounds like I'm just walking and trying to be a motivator for you. But I have a real story, and it's a real rhyme and reason behind the videos, because Zig Ziglar said it best. Motivation is like bathing. You need to do it daily. And every day I get up and I try to do something for you guys out there in the recovery community, or anyone that's just seeking motivation. And lastly, right now we're dealing with a lot of uncertainty, A lot of people dealing with unemployment. A lot of people are out of work. A lot of people lost family members. A lot of people don't know where their next meal is going to come from. And on top of that, you're dealing with addiction, and it's kind of sad. So what I want to say to you is that don't give up, and you're not alone. You can always reach out to me at soberisdope@gmail.com. Check out the Sober is Dope podcast. Google Pop Buchanan or Sober is Dope if you want to reach out to me. And I'm also on Instagram at Sober is Dope. So you're not alone. I've been through the darkness. I'm currently dealing with a lot myself, but I'm maintaining my sobriety. I'm praying. I'm remembering to keep God first. And I'm taking the time out my day to express my gratitude for life and to express my gratitude that I'm still here. And that keeps me grounded, remembering that many people lost their lives, and I have the benefit of having a chance to really experience life, and I'm still young and I still have a lot of life in me, and that's enough motivation to keep me going. I love you all, and I'll catch you on the other side. Peace.